I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but that never stops me. I knew I wanted to play music from the time I was 7 years old on. I saw the Rolling Stones on Ed Sullivan and went, that's for me. And fast forward to 1977, 1978, I was a hard rock kid growing up, but by 77 and 78, like Journey and Styx had taken over the radio and everything fucking sucked. And I'm in my room with a guitar and Journey's at the Irwin Center and there is nothing in between. There's no local music, there's nothing. Cover bands and there's nothing. And I start discovering these little bits and dribs and drabs. You know, saw Devo at Saturday Night Live, heard Elvis Costello, like little things. I was riding my bike down the drag and I saw a flyer for this radio show, the Reverend Neil X. It looked like a punk rock flyer, so I took it home. I tuned it in at 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and like the first 5 songs I heard was Generation X, the Buzzcocks, Stiff Little Fingers, the Stranglers, and the Clash. And I went, I don't know what this is, but I'm in. And I went to intersect them the next day, and it turns out that the DJ worked at the record store? Like the DJs are people? And I bought 2 of those singles that he played the night before. And around the same time, I'm a senior in high school still. I'm riding my bike down the drag one Friday night, and I see all these people standing around outside this club that I used to sneak into when I was 12. And I went, this looks interesting. And I stop, and I lock my bike up, and I go in. And I saw the last 3 songs by The Mistakes, and I watched the next entire set. And saw the Rats painting on the wall, and the next had a box in front of the stage that said they were taking donations of drugs and money for their trip to the West Coast. And I'm going, I don't know what this is, but I'm in. You know, I still had hair down to here and a beard the first time the Big Boys played. The hair went between that and the next week when we played again. The beard went between that show and the third show. And I will say that all those people who helped form that community were insanely welcoming to us, because we sucked for about 6 months. We had a very entertaining singer, but we figured it out, you know. And it's so amazing, because like all my life, that's all I wanted to do is play music and be part of a community. And I never found, I'm the kind of guy who feels like he's not quite sure he belongs at his own birthday party a lot of the time. So finding this community and finding welcoming people was amazing, and supportive people, and the bands were all like there with each other, and we were all right there. Like there was about 6 bands that played their first show the night the Big Boys played our first show, and this whole second wave came in, and it was kind of the beginning of the next generation and sort of a DIY thing, and we kept meeting people from around the country, and we kept finding out new ways of doing things. And like, we went to California on tour, not because we had any idea what the fucking point of a tour was, but because it sounded like fun. And we went skateboarding more than we played shows, and we came back and our audience doubled in size. And you know, we started making records, and we started meeting people from around the country who were occupying the same sort of a place in their city that we were beginning to occupy in ours. And I don't know if that exists anymore. Like, it bums me out that there's not one single venue here in Austin with a thriving music community of people in their 20s or even 30s. That's a drag, you know? It bums me out that there's not some 19-year-old kid who just bought a pair of leather pants and said, fuck it, let's go play a band, make a band and get laid. It's not happening anymore. You know, I feel so incredibly grateful for all the stuff that I was shown and the experiences I got to have with a lot of you guys. And, you know, I've made amends to a lot of you already, so, you know. I mean, like if I met you anytime between, say, 88 and 98, I'm sorry. So, but it's such an amazing experience. And the guys who were here before me welcomed us, and we did our best to welcome the people coming up behind us and tried to keep it going, you know. And a quick little story, like, things are rolling along, and we get to a place where, like, if you're coming to Texas, we're setting up all your shows, and we're playing in all Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, wherever with you. And when we go to Ohio or whatever, you're playing with us. And Minor Threat comes through in 1983, and Big Boys don't have a van because we're changing drummers, and the old drummer took the van, and well, he owns the van. And so we're doing this. We're doing Austin and Houston and Dallas with Minor Threat and the Offenders, and we're putting some gear in the Offenders, and a couple of our guys are riding in the Offenders small wheelbase Chevy van, and and 4 of us are riding in my girlfriend's Volkswagen. And we go down and all the bands stop in Columbus like you do at the Dairy Queen on our way to Houston. And when we come back out, Minor Threat's van won't start. They've broken their timing chain. So we put all of the bands into the Offender's short wheelbase van and continue on to Houston. Spot is with us. He's playing Black Flag songs on a clarinet. I don't know why exactly. There were 14 people in that short wheelbase van. And we played the show in Houston. It was a great success. That night, maybe the next morning, I don't know, Felix Griffin was there. His mom drove down. There were some other guys in the car. Rob Buford may have been in the car. I don't know. They took Ian back to College Station. Back to Columbus. They pushed the van down to a gas station, and the people at the gas station said they could fix it. The rest of us went on to Dallas. We were panicking because the first band in Dallas played, no Ian. The second band in Dallas played, no Ian. The Big Boys played in Dallas, no Ian. And just as we finished, he came hauling in 90 miles an hour, got on stage and played an incredible show. But, that's the way it went back then. It wouldn't have happened without fans in the audience to help him and without the Offenders being able to put 14 sweaty people in a van. And, it's a miracle I remember any of it. So, anyway, that's enough for me.